Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, yes, today we learnt about Sass, installing, setup, and using Sass. So, we learnt about Sass related setup and hierarchy, accessing elements, and we discussed about variables. So, variables and mixins. These are the concepts we learnt. Mixin. And we learnt about an includer directive to use the mixin. So, what is the purpose of mixin is just to create a reusable function. We can create reusable function, but here we call them as methods. Right? So, we learned how to set up Sass and use in our project. I hope you tried it. You are done with that project also. Complete jQuery. We designed a to-do application, right? Yeah. So in this Sass, now we have some more concepts to understand. We need to learn about Sass functions. So we are going to learn Sass functions. Next important is functions. This is number 5, 6. I'm giving points. No, 4. Right. So hierarchy, variables, mixins, including them and functions, right? Sass functions we are learning. So what is a point about function is actually function is used to build any expression. Actually expression evaluates and returns a value. Sass function always returns a value. Sass function always returns a value. It always returns a value. So what is difference between method and function? That is mixin and this. So it should always return a value. Generally, how we define syntactically at the net function and the function name, parameters, if necessary, then at the net return and the value. So here you can use a value or any expression you can define. So we can configure a function. How the function is different from mixin is, mixin can be void type, but function must return a value. Right. So let's see how we can use the functions. Generally, to define the function, we need, let's open the example here. I am using the same one, right? Yep. So here we have alerts and all these things. Suppose how do we define a function? First, I will make sure that this compiling started. So Sass, that is index.scss, index.css and watch. We are watching the changes there. Okay. Now let's run this index HTML page. It is using the result here. It is using that. Now we need some calculation. We need to evaluate some value. We need to set up some calculations. Then we can use these functions. Evaluating values, returning values means some calculations. Generally in animations and all, we need some calculation. Or spacing also. For example, the theme space is defined as theme space is defined as 5 pixel. That is the theme space. Then according to that, padding everything will be arranged. So we are setting up the theme space as 5 pixel. We are defining that. Okay. Now I am writing a function, function name. Function name is suppose this is right like some padding, calculate padding, cal padding. Suppose I am giving like this. Now what is the purpose of this function? It should calculate the padding, or it should calculate the font size. Suppose we will make this as set font size. Set font size. What is the font size is nothing but you remembered in CSS you learnt relative size. Relative size is defined with EM and REM. We learnt about that, right? So what should happen is heading size, paragraph size, they must be relatively calculated. We can use EM, REM, or we want our own calculation. Our own calculation means, for example, we are setting here whatever the size they pass, that means dollar. So we define the new size. So that means they will pass the new size. What should I return is, I should return at the net return. I should return dollar new size. I should return the dollar new size divided by 4. I need to return the size divided by 4. What is this is nothing but whatever the size you mentioned, in that it will calculate 1 by 4th and it will apply 1 by 4th of the size. That means you are mentioning suppose size 10, then automatically in that it will divide by 4 and that size it will apply. So what is the purpose of any function? Function is to return some value. It is to return some value. Any expression, this slash operators are same. What are addition, subtraction, multiplication you can do. Whatever size I given, in that 1 by 4, it should calculate. Later we will write conditions. Conditions means if and else. Through the condition also we can apply. That means what? If size is about 10, then apply 1 by half. If below 10, then apply 1 by 4. Like that we can change different values also. conditions, I will show you how to write the conditions. But initially, what is this? This is nothing but calculates the size and returns the size. So that means where we are using that for heading, I want to set a size. How do we set the size? We are giving what? Font size. Font size, the value comes from a function. Which function? The value comes from what? Set font size function. Set font size, this is taking suppose 50. It is taking 50 and we have to add px. So that means plus px. This is size. Because this 50 is what? This 50 is, that 50 is a number. But what we should do? We have to calculate divided by 4. Result comes. Here we need to give the size. But here you see now what is the point? Size is not defined. What is the size? In the 50, 1 by 4th of size it will apply. And I think suppose we give 100, then it will apply accordingly. If I give as 300, it is going to apply 1 by 4th of that. If I give 300, how much size it is applied? You see the size is applied as, what is that? 75 pixels. 75 pixels, right? That means it is applying 1 by 4th of that particular size. Whatever the size you pass, based on that, it will apply. Suppose later you want to do some calculation. Generally, these are all mostly used for animations. Suppose I want to rotate or transform any object by 20 degrees than the parent, minus 20 degrees than the parent, or rotate by 40 degrees according to the parent. Such calculations, what we do? By writing one function, we do the calculation. That means whatever the value you pass, it will take the value, it will evaluate some expression on that, and it is going to return it. And remember, this px is compulsory. If I don't define that, then it is not going to use it. Why? Because that function just returns a number. It performs an operation and returns a value. That value we can use anywhere. This is just a function for setting the size. Means whatever the size you mention, in that it will calculate 1 by 4 and it will apply. So you can define such size. Now, generally, you can use this for padding, spacing, or transformations. So changing the orientations, you can use anything. So how do you do that? At the net function, suppose rotate text, something like this. How do we rotate the text? So we will put an angle. And actually rotate text angle, when you pass that angle, what it should do is it should return some value. What is that value? How do we rotate the text by specified angle? That means it should return some number. And what that number is, for example, you are using angle, suppose I give 40. That means dollar angle minus 20 degree. I am doing some calculation. Already whatever angle you given, in that minus 20, it will rotate. So how do you use this? You want to apply anywhere, then we have to set up what? Transform. Transform what? Rotate. Rotate what? The value comes from where? Rotate value comes from where? The function. Function is what? Rotate. The function is rotate text. And the function takes a value. Value is suppose 40. And this is 40 degree. Degree is the value it should take. And it should return plus DEG. DEG is the degree. But later I will show you how to write binding expression also. Binding expression. We'll see it is rotating. Transform, rotate by specified degree. Some problem in the number. You see it rotates by that. Suppose I'm giving 20 degree, then in that it will rotate 25 degree, right? Then it is going to rotate like this. That means we are calculating something, we are returning a value, and we are using that value. We are not directly using the value. Directly using the values, you can directly create one method and you can call it and you can use it. What is the purpose of function? Function is to return a value. When it returns a value, the return value you can use in any expression. And remember, function can always return a value. It should always return a value. You cannot define a function without returning value. Generally, when we write function, function can be void type. But here the function must return a value. So if you want to do any calculations, you want to return the result of those calculations after taking a value, then you can use these kind of functions. How to access the function? Simply, so function is accessed by using its reference name. By using its reference name. So just we have to use syntactically wherever you want to apply the property, and we have to call the name and the value you have to pass. Right. That is difference between a mixin and a function. How do you define mixins and functions? Next, important, after using the function, I will copy this example, index.scss. That is just one example. Okay, how do we define index.scss? Index.html is same as I given in the first one. This is not changing. That is same. How do we use the function and all? Next, important in the Sass, we have statements. So Sass related statements. How do you use statements? What is the purpose of statements? Already you learned in JavaScript. Statements are used to control the execution flow. We can control the execution flow in a program by using statements. And here, two important types of statements are there. Sass provides decision making, and it provides iteration. Looping control statements. Sass provides decision making and iteration statements. Right. So generally, how we can use the statements? Decision making statements, if and else are used for that. Iteration statements for is used for iteration and looping. Here you don't have any while do while like options. Here we do iterations by using what? For. And decision making is done by using if. For example, see, What I want here is, these are all okay. I will delete all these now. Okay, this is the box model we are having. Okay, now you have generally in CSS what we do, not in CSS, generally you saw in Bootstrap, alert, danger, alert, success, alert, warning. According to that, complete theme will change. Color, everything will change. Heading color, padding, border color, button color, everything will change. So what I want is, I want to ask them, what is the theme name? And once he enters the theme name, according to the theme, we should apply some colors. So let's see how we can do that. So how we can manage, right? See, I'm not using all these now. Let me write a new concept here. Let's write a new one. So what is the concept here is, first, I want to ask the user which theme he wants. Means I want to ask, because this is not used by user, developer will apply the theme. Generally what we do, from the user we will take the theme. How we can take a theme? They can select from a drop down or somewhere. We will collect the value, and based on that we will apply the theme. So developer will choose a theme. According to that, only that theme effect should come, right? Then how do we change? So here I am declaring a variable theme name. And what is the theme name? So theme name is by default, it is a string. Theme name is by default a string. So what is the theme name? Theme name I given as, suppose we are mentioning theme name as some success theme. If theme name is success, then what we need to do? We need to apply the theme to the alert. So what we need to do here, I will create one mixin. So the mixin name, so we'll create a mixin. Yeah, we'll create a mixin, and the mixin name we will give as apply theme. That is the mixin name. Now what theme it should apply? What theme it should apply? Apply theme should apply some effects. That means it is having some statements. What are the effects? For example, we are using here dot alert. Alert is a class, so it should have a border. So 2 pixel solid. And what should be the border color? Border color depends on the color that you mention. So apply theme is expecting some parameter dot border color. Border color is the parameter. We will collect the parameter and use that here. Okay, next, background color. Background color, it will come from another parameter, BG color. BG color is another parameter. We will get it from there. Dollar $BG color. Okay. Next, what? Border color, background color, and we will use some padding. Padding is fixed. Padding is 20 pixel, and heading will have a color. This heading color we will apply from border color. Whatever border color is there, heading also will use the same color. So next, what about paragraph? Paragraph color is also taken from a border color. Border color only. It is also taken from border color. And here we have a button. So but will have a, so some border as none. Don't set any border. Padding as 5 pixel. So width as some 50 pixel. And background color will be taken from the border color only, border color, and color we will keep as white. Like this button will come. Now this is depending on we can have a different parameter. This is what button color, dollar button color. So here I will take it from the button color, dollar button color. We will define that. Now what is this is we are defining a method called apply theme. Actually in the next level we will maintain this in a separate file. That means your file will be very clean. Your file will not have all the code. We have to just import and we have to use it. That means we need to just import and use it. You don't need a complete logic to write every time. So initially, what is the theme name? Theme name is success. If theme name is success, it is a string. Success is a string. Okay. Now, how do you manage condition? Here, apply theme is a method which is expecting 3 parameters. So what we do, we write a condition now here. We write a condition. So at the net, if we are writing a condition, what is the condition? If what is the rule? The rule is dollar theme name. Dollar theme name. Theme name is matching with what? If theme name is matching with some name, what is it? Success. Then what should happen? If theme name is matching with success, then what to do? If theme name is matching with success, so what we have to do is we need to call at the net include theme name, apply theme function. In that it is expecting 3 parameters. What are those? One is border color, another one background color, another one button color. Border color I will put as green. So background color as suppose green. This is I will take light green. Light green you can RGB. Button color is also green. A button color means text color. It is white. I am applying this one. Now this is a simple condition. What is another condition? Else. So it is else if. At the net else if. What is the second condition? If the theme name is equal to danger. If the theme name is equal to danger, then what we have to do? Include, what is it? Apply theme. What is the border color? Red. What is the background color? Red. What is the text color? Is suppose white. And the background color is some light red. Light red. And what is this color is suppose dark red. Some dark red we are applying like this. That is the condition. If it is success, then it will apply one theme. If it is danger, it will apply another theme. And we can write multiple conditions. Else if, what is another condition? If theme name is equal to what? Warning. If theme name is warning, then what we have to do at the net? Include, apply theme. It should be gold. That means we need to apply the gold color. And what is the BG color? So gold, but we will put a light gold color. Okay. This we will put a very dark gold color. Little dark gold color. Okay. Here also we keep as text as what? White. We can apply like this. Now what is another condition? That means another condition at the net else. That means if theme name is not matching with success, danger or warning, then what to do? If theme name is not matching with any of these, then at the net what do we have to do? Include, apply theme. We will put background border color as black. Background color as black. But background color I will keep this light white color. I am just adding. And what should be the button color? Button color is also white. Like this we are defined. We can change button color according to background. Now what is the meaning? Now which theme you are applying? What is the theme name? Success. Then according to that it is going to apply that. For anchor I am not giving any color. So make sure that for anchor also we are giving a color. That is border color. Dollar border color. Border color we are applying for that. And padding bottom is 20 pixel. Some gap will come. That means it is going to apply for the anchor. It's working. Some color is changed, but this is margin bottom I will give. So I think how the anchor is there. Directly anchor is defined inside this div. Like, okay, let's add a break here. That's fine. Okay. Now that is the style we are applying. Now what is the meaning? Simple. Actually, if you change the theme name here, what is the theme name? Instead of success, I given as what? Warning. I change the theme name warning, then it will change. I change the theme name as what? Danger. Then automatically it will change. So I give the theme name as success so that it will set that. I given theme name as something else, then automatically it will get that. That means it is going to change. It is going to change that just with one reference. Actually, in your CSS, what is advantage? In your CSS, all code is not generated. Currently, which theme you selected, only that code is generated. That is very good. That means if you have to write all of them and apply everything, it will take time. You apply only what is needed for that situation. That means what it is going to do from the file, it will read the logic and it will put only the effect which is matching currently. That means you have written so many effects, but all will not work. Only one is working. So how it is working? By using this. If you observe Bootstrap also designed with completely Sass. You see in the Bootstrap node modules, Bootstrap, you go to SCSS folder is there. When you go to SCSS folder, you see here alerts SCSS file is there. You go to alerts SCSS file. In this already they written such logics, alert link, how it should work. They return such logics. They are using that such logics. That means based on which color you given, it is going to apply different kinds of effects for that. That means complete Bootstrap is actually designed by using which language? Sass. Bootstrap is built with Sass. Right? So carousels, all those animations directly to write with CSS, it will take time. That's the reason they have to use some language which makes everything short. And it can dynamically define different effects according to the situation. Just you change it the class name, it is going to apply those effects according to different class, different appearance for same element it can do. That we can do by using this mechanism. Here we are using a simple if. I don't need to explain what is an if, how to write an if. Here only the syntactical change you should know. Right? You can use multi-level, multiple, you can use simple if without else, if with else, if with else if, with nested. Nested means inside if another if, you know that. So technically decision making in applying effects is very important and that you can manage by using if, right? So first important decision making. So Sass uses if statement to handle decisions. It uses, uh, it is used to execute a set of statements when the condition evaluates to true. You can configure, you can configure else clause, else clause to define statements to execute when condition evaluates to false. It supports simple decision, forward jump. You know forward jump and all you learned now in JavaScript, right? And multi-level and multiple. Simple decision, forward jump, multi-level and multiple. It supports all of them. And already in JavaScript, we know what is a simple decision, what is forward jump, multi-level and multiple conditions. So syntactically, you know how do we write? At the net if and a condition and effects on true. We have else if condition so here also same effects. This is condition 1, condition 2 and else we can define multi-level, multiple right. So that is how decision making statement works. Looping and iteration is little different here. How we define loops and iterations a little different scenario. Example I will give here. This is an example index.scss. Index.scss. This is the logic. However, index.html is same. index.html is same. So what we are doing, we are simply writing the condition based on that we are applying. Here I am using a mixin. Mixin contains the complete set of effects to apply. And we just pass the parameters, it will take them and it will apply in those areas, right? So whatever the theme name you define, based on that, it is going to change. Apply theme is a method. It will take 3 parameters and it will use those parameters and define effects, right? Now, another important in the statements here, iteration, how do we handle iteration and loops? Sass uses for as statement for creating loops or iterations. Creating loops or iterations. And what is a loop iteration? No need to explain because you know that. A series of statements are executed repeatedly until the condition is satisfied, right? A set of statements are executed repeatedly until the given condition is satisfied. So it uses a lower and upper bound value. It uses a lower and upper bound value. It uses a lower and upper bound value. For what purpose? To initialize and end the loop. To initialize the loop and end the loop. So, for example, we want to implement this here. See, generally how we write the for syntax I will show you. Actually, we will create a different design for this. I will create a different design. Let's say in our page, we are having a div. This div is having a class. So box1, that is the class name. We are having class box1. And in this box1, suppose we are having testing and deployment. Some text is there. And we are having another box. So building and debugging. Okay, this is box 2. Suppose we have box 3. So this is like this is design. Okay. And box 4. This is like plan. This is UX plan. And this is like UI design. Like this, we are adding something, right? We are defining. UX plan, UI design, building, debugging, testing, deployment. So some stages are there, steps like options are there. Now 4 boxes are there. Now for these 4 boxes, I want to apply box style for these boxes. All the divs are using box, right? So then usually wherever divs are present, temporarily, suppose in this, we will keep a div. What we will do, so box shadow, some 4 pixel, some 3 pixel, 2 pixel, some black, some shadow I am defining like this. Padding is 20 pixel. For every div, padding is 20 pixel. Border is 2 pixel solid black. Just colors, effects, anything you want, you can define. So width for every box is 200 pixel. Then it will set like this. And so this is okay. Okay, now what I want is, we want font style effects are same. Font family Arial. So font size is 20. Some 18 is okay, fine. Now what we want is, this is first box. Second box must start from here. Third box must start from here. And fourth box must be here. That means we need to show like steps, step by step, how the process happens from bottom to top. We want to show like this. Then usually the point is testing and deploying. I will just use simply test and deploy. So here we say build and debug. Means I don't want such lengthy names. Short I will give here so that I can adjust the width to some 150 pixel. That looks fine. Background color, foreground color, anything we can manage there. So here what we need to do is, we need to apply the margins. Margin left, they need to move. They have to move margin left. How much? Already this is starting at 0. Now what is the first one? First one should start here. So second one should start here. Third one should start here. Third one should start here. Am I right? And fourth one should start here. That means already what is the width we are given? 150 pixel. Second one should start from 150. Third one should start with, from here again 150. That means it should be like 400 or 300. After that again it should go with, from there again 150, 150, 150, it should add. For every box it should add 150. So box 1, 150, box 2, some 300, box 4, 450, box 5, some 600, like that, right? I want to apply like that. Then how do we write this in Sass? It will take time, because box 1, box 2, box 3, generally we have to write like that in general CSS. Here we use a for loop. We use a for. What is the initial value? Initializer. You need an initial value for I. So I give an I, that is the variable which will hold the iteration. From, we have to use from. What is the starting number? 1. Through. What is the ending number? So ending number is 4. That means starting from 1 through 4. That means starts from 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 through 4, what should happen? That means this is the initializer, this is the starting point, this is the ending point. What should happen from 1 through 4? 1 through 4, what should happen? We need to access a class called, what is the class? Box. Box hyphen, box number 1, box number 2, box number 3, box number 4. That means this number is coming from, this value is stored in I, that will come from here. Box 1, box 2, box 3, like that. Generally, how you bind any dynamic value with a string? In JavaScript, how do you bind dynamic value with a string? To bind dynamic value with a string, we use dollar curly brace. That is binding expression while working with backtick, na? Right? Here, dollar is already used for variable. Dollar is already used for variable. So here we use hash curly brace. This is for binding expression. Binding dynamic value to any string. We can directly do that by using this binding expression. How do we do that? Box 1 hash binding expression. What is the value? $I. $I. That means, what does it means? First time the I value will be how much? 1. It will take the value here. That means it will become how much? Box 1. Dynamic value you are applying. So, okay, box 1, where it should be? So margin left, margin left. So box 1, margin left, where it should be? We are adjusting margin, right? Margin left, it should start with which one? It should start with 0 pixel, right? It should start with 0 pixel. Okay, that means 0 pixel I am giving. Margin left 0 pixel. For the second one, what it should be? 0 pixel. Actually, I want to add 150, 150. So what we will do? So here $I into 150 pixel. What does it means? First time it will be how much? For first box, it is how much? 1 into 150 pixel. That means first box will start from 150. Second box will start from, second will be 2 into 150. 2 into 150. Next one will be 3 into 150. 4 into 150. Right? That means you can apply this and you can see it will be like this. Dynamically we are defining that. And for every box, suppose I given margin bottom as, suppose I, $I, so into 2 pixel. That means it will have some gap, or 10 pixel. That means it will have some gap. It will have some gap. You can, your wish, you can add plus 10 pixel. That means 10, 10, 10 equal gap will come. Multiply means first one will be 10, second one will be 20, so 40, 60, like that it will go. I just want this. That means here how much you want? Suppose 200. That means it will get a gap like this. That means you can access them. It can access and use them. Suppose I just give 150, then it is fine. Right? Technically, to apply this in general CSS file, you see how many lines we have to write. Div box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. Instead of writing all this, now we can manage by using simple a loop. And remember, you can use all your programming knowledge here. That means inside the loop, you can write a condition if, right? If can be defined inside the iterations. Only the point, the way how you write the iteration is changed. So what is the basic syntax for this? Means I just used margin. Suppose you want to change rotations, directions, you can do that. What we can do? We have a transform. What is it? Suppose skew by how many degrees? Suppose $I into suppose how much 5. It 5 will be too many. It will be 0.5 DEG. That means $I into 0.5 degree. That means it is skewing suppose 1 degree. it will be skewing like this. Suppose 2 degrees, that will be skewing, tilting the, but by particular angle. That means you can see they tilt by specific angle. That means we can apply any kind of effects. Suppose 10 degree, then it will be much, right? So we can configure, you can configure so different types and define. Depends on how you defined. Suppose qx I am writing, that means it will be only x. Qy you are writing, that means it will be only y. That means it depends on which direction you are configuring. Skew x, skew y. Skew, rotate, translate, transform. All animations can be defined in this. So for everyone, individually see what happens for everyone. Skew 5 degree, 10 degree, 15 degree, 20 degree. It is changing. Instead of writing so many times for so many boxes, we can just apply by using one. That is how we can configure a loop or an iteration, right? Usually loops and iterations are defined by using what? Syntactically, we have to write at the net for a reference. So from initial through initial value through final value. So the statements to execute, that means the effects you need to configure. So that is iteration and loop here. So here another point. Sass allows to bind a dynamic value with string by using the binding expression defined with hash and curly brace. Syntactically, just suppose we have like box hash some variable name. You can put any dynamic value there. Any dynamic value that refers to the variable. Right. So example, index.scss, I will give index.scss code is this. And we have index.html. Index.html is this. We are just having that logic. So this is the basic statements. What statements Sass allows, how do we write them? Conditions, loops, how we can make complex things simple. Suppose you are writing from heading 1 to heading 6, then you don't need to write 6 times. What you have to do? Simply one time you can write and you can execute and handle it for 6. You can implement that, right? Now, next, another important concept in Sass is, means how do you write various options and effects. Another important in Sass is module system. Next one is the module system. We have the Sass module system. Module system. Already JavaScript module systems you learned. You know what is a module system in JavaScript. Modular approach allows you to cleanly separate and import only what is needed for your requirement instead of using everything. No need to explain you any module system, already you know. So how the module system works here is simple. Sass modules are SCSS files, SCSS files with underscore prefix, or SCSS files with underscore prefix. Sass modules are SCSS files with underscore prefix. What you can do is, so you can define variables, functions, mixins, variables, functions, mixins, and other styles in a module. So it allows to import and use only the required according to state and situation. According to state and situation. Import and use only the required according to state and situation. So module system allows you to cleanly separate. That means it enables reusability and separation and modular approach. So it makes styles lightweight and faster in rendering. In rendering. So only the concept is whatever you designed in your previous example, you can just use as it is, but you can cleanly separate everything now. For example, what we do, we will maintain separate files. That's what you have seen. You remembered you are using bootstrap.css. By just adding one bootstrap.css, how you are getting alerts, how you are getting models, how you are getting carousels, cards, navbars. Actually, navbars separately designed, carousels separately designed. Do you know in some projects they use only those files they need? They don't use bootstrap.css. They use navbar CSS. They use alert CSS separate. But if there are many components used, then you can import one file which can use all of them. That means, what do you think in bootstrap file? They have written all the logic? No. All the logic is written in separate files. And in bootstrap, they are just importing them and using them. You see, I will show you the bootstrap SCSS file. In Bootstrap SCSS, I will show you Bootstrap SCSS file. In Bootstrap SCSS file, you see only import is there. Only imports are there, nothing else. This Bootstrap SCSS is having how many lines? Is having approximately 53 lines. You see, it is converted into CSS. See the CSS file, Bootstrap dist into the dist CSS. In the Bootstrap CSS, you can see it is converted into 16,000 lines code or some 12,000 lines code. Actually, it is only 53 lines in Sass, but not 53 lines, 53 imports are there. It is importing alerts, it is importing block cards, it is importing models, it is importing off canvas. And you know, for everyone, there is a separate module system design. And modules are starting with prefix what? Underscore. They start with prefix underscore. Generally, what we do, we develop everything, and I will show you the point here. Suppose this is Sass. Now let's add different modules now. Suppose means same example. Suppose like alert like example I want to try. Alert like example I want to try. Then generally what we do is see. Already in previous we are have alert HTML page. I will copy this HTML. Huh? Okay. Alert, sorry. Alert HTML page is here. This is the alert HTML page we are having. Now for this, we need some variables, some mixins, some functions. So everything we were designing in one place, but now we can make it different. How? Let's see what we can do this time. We will go here and we will create a new file underscore variables dot scss underscore variables dot scss. So in this, we will have only variables. That means I am having at the net. What is the variable? Dollar theme name, some variable name. Variable name is theme name, and it will have some success. That is the variable value. And what is our plan in this? Only variables. All variables keep in one place, so that whenever you want to modify any variable, go there and modify. That means I am giving here dollar, so space. How do we set the space? 20 pixel. That is the variable. We have two variables, and all variables we are keeping in one file. What is it? Variables. Okay. Next, we will create another file underscore mixins.scss. I am creating another file mixins.scss. In this mixins.scss, I will create a mixin called apply theme. And it will take three colors. What are those? Dollar, border color, and it will take another one. What is it? So already we have this now. I will paste it. That means I will paste that here. Where is it? Apply theme. Yeah. You see, apply theme. I will copy this and I will put it here. That means I am copying the mixin. I am applying the theme and I am using it here. Suppose I am copying this here. And all the mixin part I will keep in this file. Mixin I will keep in this location. Okay. Mixin name is apply theme. It is taking these values. But remember, this mixin is having some theme name and we can use that anywhere we want. Now this is only mixin. Mixin is present in a separate file. Okay. Next, what? I will use another one, another file, that is statements. or I will say theme.scss, theme.scss. In theme.scss, what to do? Remember, in mixins, they are using border color, BG color, and button color. All those colors are applied from this location. Okay. Next, in the theme, we need a condition. If conditions we have to use. I will copy that if condition logic. This is the if condition logic, and we are applying that here. That means we are defining the if condition logic and writing here. But where is theme name? Theme name is not present here. Theme name is separately present in a variable. Na? Variable is present. How to get the variables? We have to just use what? Import. Import and the module name. What is the module name? Directly name. What is the module name? Variables. Variables is the module name. That means you just need to mention the module name. What is the module name? Variables. Its file name is given with underscore. But when you access, just you use the name. Use the name. That means from variables, this variable will come and it will apply the theme. It is going to apply the theme. Now you can do one more work. What you can keep this. You can keep this in another mixin. You can keep in another mixin. That means we have like, so apply at the net what? Mixin, apply. So already what is the mixin name? Apply theme. Here I'll say set theme. Set theme. So, or set final theme, something like this. This set final theme is a mixin. It is having all this code. Now what we need to do is this set final theme we want to access and use in. Yeah, this set final theme we have to access and use in our index. In index.css, in index.scss, here we have to just import at the net what? Import. Which one to import? We have to import theme. After importing theme, then we have to access the function. What is it? Set final theme. That means here we have to use at the net what? Include. Include which one? Set final theme. That's it. That means now index.scss will have only 2 lines. And actually this is being used by your HTML page. That means its translated content is used by your HTML page. That means now your final SCSS file will have only 2 lines. It will have only 2 lines. And you see now what it is going to do. So it is going to apply the theme here. Some problem is there. What is the problem? Undefined mixin. Apply theme where? So apply theme, we have to import here. Apply theme should be imported from where? Another location. From where we have to import? From where? This is theme.css. Apply theme is not here. It is in mixins. From mixins we have to import. Because apply theme is present in mixins file. Variables are present in variable file. Right? Now you can see it is working. Now your index.scss have only 2 lines. It will have only 2 lines. And here we can change also. How we can change? Set final theme is in coming from theme. Set final theme, it can access the theme name. Okay. The theme name you can pass and apply here. Am I right? You can pass the theme name here. How do you pass the theme name? You have to pass the theme name. Dollar what? Theme name. That is the theme name we need to pass. I think both are same. Some just name I will give. Okay. And I have to just pass the name. If theme name is the name that you are passing, you just pass the name. And what is it? now it is expecting set final theme is expecting a parameter. What is that parameter? It is expecting a parameter as what? Success. That means it should apply that success. I think this equals also working there. Just dynamic value I will bind there. The theme name is compared with, it should be taken as a string. Let's see, is it taken like a string or not? Dollar name here in mixins index, it is success is the name we are applying. What is the theme name? Set final theme is expecting a parameter. The parameter name you should compare here. Dollar theme name is expecting a string. Where is the string? Acha, success lowercase. Fine. We are using capitalization problem is there. So success we given S in uppercase, right? But actually in our logic, what is written? It is in lowercase, na? Success, danger, warning are in lowercase. Okay. Now in final theme, what we have to do? You need to just change this. Change this to what? Warning. Then automatically it is going to set that warning again. Success is working fine. So danger is also working. No, some problem in recognizing this. So it is, acha, everywhere we have to use it now. Everywhere we have to use what? Dollar name. I need to change everywhere. Dollar name. Okay, now it is fine. So now it is okay. What is it? This is having, this is actually some logic is missing there. If it is success, it will work here. That means dollar theme is a success. I need to use a reverse option. Dollar name is equal to what? Success. And that dollar name is equal to what? Dollar name is, this is danger. And this is dollar name. Logics we have to change little bit is what? Warning. Okay, now it is fine. Now what we are doing in the main theme, we are applying like warning. If it is warning, then it is going to apply that. If it is success, then it is going to apply that. Right? That means with a simple one line logic, 2 lines logic, you are applying all the effect. But in the original CSS file, you see index.css, all the code is generated. All the code is generated. According to the theme, the code is generated. But SCSS have only 2. That's what you saw. Bootstrap people have only 50 lines in their Bootstrap CSS, but it extracts all the logic into hundreds, thousands of lines. So separately maintaining the files and using them. That's what actually we have to do. So 3 files we created. Variables. Here we are maintaining only variables. Mixins. Here we are maintaining mixins. And theme, we are collecting the variable and mixin, and we created another mixin to apply it. If you want, you can put this mixin also in the same mixin location. And finally, We have a SCSS of index where we are just using it. Remember, all modules that you need to import in the main, they must be defined with underscore. Main should not be defined with underscore. The main file where we are importing everything, it should not be defined with underscore. Underscore is only for the files which are imported into another. If the main file should not have underscore, if it has underscore, it will not work, right? Only the files that requires to be imported, they need to be defined with the prefix underscore. That means here a simple note, the files that you configure as modules to import into another document will have underscore prefix. The main Sass file should not contain underscore prefix. That is the point. So I will give this example. We are adding files, variables dot scss underscore variables. There we are using these two. Underscore mixins dot scss. In that, this one underscore theme dot scss. In theme dot scss, we have to import this. And finally, index dot scss. Index dot scss is this. These two we need to define. And index.html. Index.html is this. This is the complete modular approach how to use. So how do you configure different files? How do we import and use them? Right? These are all the Sass related concept you need to know. Actually, same like Sass, there is another one called less, LESS. But we prefer using Sass than less. We don't use much less. So we have to just put knowledge of Sass in our resume, saying that we have an idea of Sass, right? Now we will see how to use Tailwind CSS and we can implement in one application. That means end-to-end integration. We will see that we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see how we can work with Tailwind CSS. Okay, right.